Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon crochet pattern video. Today we're going to be making these little Jigglypuff, and this is a super simple and super easy pattern for beginners, and is also low sew. For this pattern you'll need a nice pastel pink colour in double knit weight. The yarn I have here is Hayfield Bonus DK Pink Peaches. You'll need a 2.5mm crochet hook, a stitch marker, stuffing, scissors, 2mm safety eyes if using, or your preferred material depending on whether you want to embroider. You could needle felt or use felt pieces and glue for the eyes and mouth. It all depends on whatever your preferred method is, but for this video I'm needle felting the eyes, so I'll show a few clips of that at the end, along with all the info on face positioning so that you can replicate it yourself. So just a few more details before we get started. This pattern is written in US terms and is worked in rounds unless otherwise stated or shown. And you should be comfortable with making a magic ring, single crochet, increase and decreasing, slip stitch, half double crochet, chains, and a bobble stitch for this pattern. I'll try and go a little bit slower and explain how I'm making my bobble stitch as I go, but it won't be very in depth, so if you're new to bobble stitches, I'd recommend searching for a tutorial and giving it a practice before you try this pattern. And finally, this pattern is also available as a written version, both for free on my website or as a PDF on my Etsy shop, so I'll leave the links for both of those in the description in case you'd like to check them out. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right in and get started on making the head and body piece. We're going to start off by making 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Next up, we're going to increase in each stitch so that you'll have 12 stitches in total when you're done. Next we're going to single crochet 1 and then increase in the next stitch, and you're going to repeat this pattern 6 times in total so that you have 18 stitches left at the end. Now we're going to single crochet 2 and then increase in the next stitch, and you'll repeat this 6 times for a final stitch count of 24. Next up is our first bobble stitch round. So we're going to start off by single crocheting 11. You can see me checking here to make sure I've done my 11 stitches, and then in your 12th stitch you're going to make your first bobble stitch. So it's just a bit like a double crochet. You start off with a yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch to pick up the loop and pull through, yarn over again and pull through so that there's 2 loops left on the hook. And I'm just going to repeat this pattern 4 times in total. So I've already done 1, I've got 3 left, and you should be left with 5 loops on your hook. Then when I've got my 5 loops, I'm simply going to yarn over and pull through all of those loops there to finish off my bobble. Once you're done with your bobble stitch, you're going to single crochet 12 more to finish off this round so that your final stitch count should still be 24. So at this point I like to stop and turn everything around the right way, since at the moment it's inside out, and I just use my hook here to poke out the bobble stitch so that it's going out in the right direction. So we're now on to round 6, which also has a bobble stitch. We're going to start off by single crocheting 18, and then in the 19th stitch is where you'll make your bobble. Then once your bobble's all done, you can finish off nice and simple by single crocheting in the last 5 stitches. Your final stitch count should still be 24, just like the previous 2 rounds. And then same as before, I'm just going to stop for a second and go back in with my hook to poke that bobble stitch out the right way. On to round 7 now, which is nice and simple. You're just going to single crochet in each stitch for a final stitch count again of 24. So far, as you can see, we've got our 2 bobbles, and these are going to make the arms for Jigglypuff, and the next round we're going to make the 2 bobbles for the legs. So we're now on to round 8, and to start off we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease in the next stitch, and you're going to repeat this just 2 times in total. Once that's done, we're going to single crochet 3, and then in the next stitch is where we'll make our bobble stitch. Now we're going to decrease straight after your bobble stitch, single crochet, then decrease again, and we'll make our second bobble stitch into that next stitch. Then straight into another decrease, and finally to finish we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease in those final 2 stitches there to complete this round. So at the end of this round you should have 18 stitches. So just like before, I'm getting my hook in there and pushing those bobble stitches out the right way, and you can see here we have our arms and legs for Jigglypuff all finished. So that's now the most complicated round out of the way, and for round 9 all we're going to do is single crochet 1 and then decrease in the next stitch, and repeat this 6 times in total for 12 stitches at the end. So I'm just going to stop here now and stuff my Jigglypuff, and if you're using safety eyes you'll want to insert them here between rounds 4 to 5, about 3 stitches apart. Once you've stuffed your Jigglypuff, we can finish off the body now by decreasing in each stitch so that you're left with 6 stitches. And then when you're happy, you can close up the hole at the bottom of your Jigglypuff, which I do by threading my needle through the front loops of the 6 stitches that are left. Then I'll thread my needle through the body and out the top to secure. And now with the body all finished, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. And we're going to move on to making the ears. We'll start off by making a slip knot onto the hook. And then you're going to insert your hook into the stitch holes on either side of round 3, right here. You're then going to slip stitch to join in. then chain 3, and slip stitch again into the same stitch to secure, and then you can fasten off. Then all you need to do is repeat this on the other side, just like before. I'm inserting my hook into the top and bottom of round 3. To help you get your placement right, you should be able to count about 6 stitches across the front of the head in between the ears. And don't be afraid to undo it if you're unhappy with your ear positions. You can always give it another go until you like it. So once I'm happy with my ears, I'm just going to pull my ends through and snip them off. And you should have something that looks a little bit like this. So now we're going to move on to her little head swirl, which is going to be on the forehead. Just as before, we're going to start by making a slip knot. And this time we'll be inserting our hook between rounds 1 to 2 in the middle of the head. Then you're going to slip stitch to join, and we're going to chain 6. And then starting in the second chain from the hook, you're going to slip stitch 2, single crochet 2, and then do 1 half double crochet. And then you can fasten off. So I'm going to weave in one of my loose ends here and keep the other one for sewing. You want Jigglypuff swirl to be in the shape of a letter C, so you can see that I've used some pins here to get that positioning right, and then when you feel ready you can go ahead and sew along the length of this chain to secure it to the forehead. All we have left to do here are the face details, and as you can see I'm needle felting starting with the eyes here, which are positioned between rounds 4 to 5 and are about 3 stitches apart. This is a really good beginner's project for learning to needle felt onto crochet, so don't be afraid to give it a go. I already have a video that gives you all the info you need to get started with needle felting, so do make sure to go and check that out first if you're interested. I'll see if I can drop the link somewhere in the description. But if you don't want to felt, that's okay. You can use safety eyes, embroidery, felt pieces and glue, whatever you prefer. Now that I've finished up the eyes, I'm going to add my smile just in between the eyes on round 5. This is a little bit fiddly here since it's so tiny. It should cover about 1 stitch horizontally, so it's super small. I also like to add just a little bit of pink underneath the right eye for blush, and I don't do this for the left eye since her bobble stitch arm is in the way, so after doing this one detail, that's it, we're all done. I do hope you enjoyed the pattern and found it easy to follow, and I can't wait to hear your feedback and see the armies of Jigglypuffs that I'm sure you guys will create. And if you did make it to the end, please do consider subscribing if you'd like more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.